World War II will likely be the most memorable time period in history. Its scale and the horrors it produced affected every corner of the globe, searing itself into the minds of people forever. Thanks to effective planning and cooperation, the Nazis were defeated and the Allies brought peace to the Earth, at least for a while. However, none of this may have happened had the most decisive and massive invasion in history not occurred, the storming of Normandy Beach, D-Day. Most people know very well what happened that bloody day, but there were a lot of things happening behind the scenes that are far less known. Here are a few of the stranger and more interesting facts about D-Day. The Allies had several practice assaults in preparation for D-Day. One actual assault that was also part training exercise went very poorly. The Canadians attacked Dieppe in order to help them practice for more intense combat, but were surprised when they were suddenly overwhelmed. 3,000 men were killed or captured. The beaches of France were the site of the largest naval invasion in history, and the most surveyed beaches ever. During the several years of preparation for the assault on France, there were large concrete islands called mulberries put in off the coast of France, of which training and supplies were held. Pump stations on shore had to supply the mulberries, but if they were discovered, could be taken down by the Nazis easily and the war could have been lost. To prevent this, they disguised these pump stations as ice cream parlors. The term D-Day doesn't actually stand for anything. D-Day was actually just code for the chosen time of attack, which was used to make sure enemy spies didn't catch on. There was an H hour as well. Exercise Tiger, the D-Day rehearsal, was a complete disaster. The Germans learned about the exercise and sent E-boats to attack the trainees. There were several deaths, and the survivors that also went to Normandy described Operation Tiger as much more terrifying. There was a chance that the attack on Normandy may never have succeeded. Hitler had several places he had to fortify, but he couldn't get them all. Instead, thanks to a massive deception campaign by the US and the Allies, Hitler picked the most obvious location for attack. Thanks to the weather, there were fewer Nazis at the beach, and the operation was successful. It was likely a decisive day in the war, but he likely would have never broken into Europe if that battle had failed. A man simply known as Garbo led a small campaign to waste Nazi efforts. He was a spy that led a ring of 14 other spies and gained significant trust from the Germans. Thanks to this trust, he was able to lead them on several futile missions that did nothing and waste time and effort. The Allies intentionally waited for poor weather. During May, there were large periods of perfect weather, which the Germans prepared greatly for an attack with no activity. During early June, however, a large storm was predicted. Due to this, the Nazis assumed the Allies would not attack. Thanks to this, Rommel, the commander for the region, decided to visit home. The day after a storm while the weather was still poor, the Allies launched the assault. Thanks to the commander not being present, the Nazis were less organized and the assault was successful. These have been a few of the less known facts about World War II, brought to you by Ethan Ketzak.